questions.
Honourable Leader of the Opposition, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I've given notice of the following private notice question addressed to the Honourable Minister of Commerce and Consumer Protection, whether in regard to the State Trading Corporation, he will, for the benefit of the House, obtain therefrom information as to the A, financial situation thereof for the year ending 30th June 2024, and B, expected windfall gain to be derived by the corporation over the next 4 months with respect to the unchanged retail prices of Mogas and Gasoil.
Yes, Minister.
Madam Speaker, I thank the Honourable Leader of the Opposition for this question. With regard to Part A of the question, I am informed that the financial statements of the State Trading Corporation are currently being audited by the National Audit Office and will be submitted to the House in due course. I am further informed that in financial year 2023-2024, the State Trading Corporation, STC, recorded a net surplus of 1.5 billion rupees from the sales of non-subsidized products. As of 30th of June 2024, the corporation's cash and cash equivalent stood at 2.7 billion rupees, while inventories were valued at 637 million rupees. However, by 11th of April 2025, the net cash available had decreased to 1.7 billion rupees, reflecting ongoing financial commitments and market conditions. It is worth noting that the surplus is used to cater for the daily operational expenses of the STC, which includes purchase of foreign currency to effect payment to suppliers for all the products that the STC imports for the country, which amounts to about 4 billion rupees each month. Additionally, I wish to inform the House that the subsidy account of the STC currently has a deficit of around 1.8 billion rupees, while the price stabilization account has an overall deficit of 2.8 billion rupees as at date. Madam Speaker, with regard to Part B of the question on the expected windfall gain, I wish to provide the House with the following clarification and facts. Number one, as honourable members are aware, the Consumer Protection, Control of Price of Petroleum Products, Regulations 2011, as amended, provides a robust framework to ensure transparency and fairness in fuel pricing. The Price Stabilization Account, PSA, was established to absorb fluctuation in global fuel prices and smoothen the impact on consumers. The difference between the regulated retail price and the actual calculated price of fuel is credited or debited to the PSA accordingly. Number two, the Petroleum Pricing Committee, PPC, met most recently on 11th of April 2025 to assess the current market data and projection. It was observed that for Mogas, the calculated price stood at 59 rupees and 70 cents per litre against a maintained retail price of 61 rupees and 20 cents, a marginal over recovery of 1 rupee and 30 cents per litre. For gas oil, the calculated price was 52 rupees and 61 cents per litre against a retail price of 58 rupees and 95 cents, indicating a greater over recovery of 5 rupees and 51 cents per litre. Number 3, based on the national consumption levels of approximately 500 million litres annually for both fuel types, that is Mogas and Gasoil, the 4-month consumption is projected at around 166 million litres for both products, subject that there will be any turbulence in the global prices of Mogas and Gasoil. The STC may make an estimated national surplus or windfall gain of Mogas 108 million rupees, Gasoil 459 million rupees, total 567 million rupees over the period April to July 2025. Number 4, however, it is imperative to note that these funds do not constitute commercial profits for the STC. Rather, they are automatically credited to the price stabilization account as mandated by Regulation 4 of 2011 regulations. These proceeds are used to compensate for past period of under-recovery when global prices exceeded retail prices, build reserves to mitigate future volatility in global petroleum markets, safeguard the purchasing power of consumers through stable pricing. Number 5, as at 8th of April 2025, the PSA continued to reflect a net deficit of 2.8 billion rupees, down from 4.2 billion rupees at end of June 2024, and its peak of 5.2 billion rupees in September 2023, while the PSA for Mogas moved into a slight surplus of 300 million rupees. The PSA for Gasoil remained in deficit to the tune of 3.1 billion rupees. It is therefore clear that the national surpluses are being used to offset this accumulated deficit. Number 6, furthermore, the STC has had to resort to foreign currency loans amounting to 8.1 billion rupees to ensure uninterrupted fuel imports during periods of USD shortage. This further underscores the importance of using any over-recoveries to strengthen STC's financial position and protect national energy security. In conclusion, while a national surplus of 567 million rupees may accrue over the next 4 months if international trends hold steady, this must be reviewed in context. These are not profit, but regulated buffer accumulation intended solely for price stabilization and the financial recovery of the PSA. The Ministry and the STC remain firmly committed to ensuring that every rupee collected under this mechanism is transparently accounted for and used in the public interest. Madam Speaker, as I have explained in my recent intervention on the media, this government has inherited a catastrophic economic legacy from the previous government, as published in the recent State of the Economy report, which details the excesses done and the financial mismanagement by the previous government. We have a public debt of not less than 644 billion rupees, representing 90.4% of GDP. Government deficit stands at 9.3% of GDP. We are on the watch list of Moody's. Any downgrade to junk status will be catastrophic for the country. We already have the unpredictability of trade tariff and potential global recession looming. We have to ensure that the country and its institutions are rebuilt on strong foundations where ethics and good governments prevail. This is where we intend to go and lead. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Minister. Yes, Honourable Leader. Have a supplementary question?
Yes, thank you, Madam Speaker. I've listened carefully to the Honourable Minister. May I ask him that in view of the profit recorded, he said of the order of 1.5 billion rupees by the State Trading Corporation, will inform the House why government is not keeping its promise of reducing the prices of Mogas and Gasoil by at least 20 rupees, promise which was made by the Honourable Prime Minister, by several ministers on the other side and MPs also before the last general elections.
Yes, Minister, I thought you had replied.
I will reply, Madam Speaker.
Again. Okay.
Madame la Présidente, le MSM nous a laissé un héritage lourd et déficitaire dans la plupart des ministères et corps étatiques. On note les suivants. Ce monsieur, il était ministre, le leader de l'opposition. I rephrase. Le leader de l'opposition était ministre de l'énergie. À la CEB, il y avait 243 millions de déficit. Mal géré, malheureusement. C'est pourquoi on voit la STC partout. La CWA a enregistré un déficit de 300 millions. La Wastewater Management Authority, un déficit de 527 millions. Et il y a des emprunts partout. À la STC, je l'ai dit dans ma réponse, le subsidy account de la STC a un déficit de 1,8 milliard de roupies. On a hérité, Madame la Présidente. Et aussi, la PSA a un déficit de 3,4 milliards de roupies en novembre 2024. Avait un déficit en novembre 2024. Et aujourd'hui, ce déficit a été réduit à 2,8 milliards de roupies. Et je dois aussi dire que nos promesses, on va les faire. Je dois vous dire, Madame la Présidente, que some of our measures in our program had been implemented. Some will be implemented in the next month. Some will be implemented next year. We will do whatever to do to redress this country. We will do everything to redress this economy.
Thank you. Another question?
Yes, Madam Speaker. The Honourable Minister is trying to make us understand that they were not aware of the situation at the level of the PSC. Madam Speaker, the STC has press releases every time the Petroleum Pricing Committee sits. So they were very much aware of the situation. Then why did you make that promise to the population?
I'm sorry, one moment. Are you questioning him on his action or on his promise? Minister, do you want to reply?
I can reply, Madam Speaker. I would tell him why he did not do the
Don't call him.
Okay, no problem. Madame la Présidente, au niveau de la PSA en 2023, le 30 septembre 2023, il y avait un déficit de 5,2 de milliards. Ce qu'il propose, le leader de l'opposition,
Voilà.
il aurait pu le faire avant, en 2023.
Voilà.
Mais nous, notre priorité, c'est redresser l'économie. C'est ça qu'on va faire. Et soulager les consommateurs quand on pourra le faire. Et on est sérieux, on va le faire.
Merci. L'honorable Yuen.
Thank you, Madam.
PNQ is my question time, Madam Speaker. I need to finish my question, then you can give question to other members of Parliament. Yes, of course. This has been
Leader of the opposition, if I may, we will have until 12:04. What if he doesn't get a chance to talk? He caught my eye.
No, but as a matter of principle,
Honourable gentleman,
Thank you, Madam.
be to the point, please.
Yes. Can the Minister inform the House about the year-on-year financial state of the Price Stabilization Account, PSA, over the last 5 years, and what were done with surpluses or windfall gain, as we just heard, in those days when same arose? Thank you.
Madame la Présidente, l'ancien gouvernement, malheureusement, ils n'ont rien fait. Mais j'ai le plaisir de table les chiffres de la PSA depuis 2021. Peut-être je peux mentionner quelques points. Donc, le 28 décembre 2021, il y avait un déficit de 1,5 milliard de roupies. Février 2022, 2,1 milliards de roupies. 19 avril 2022, 2,8 milliards de roupies. Le 18 mai 2022, 3,3 milliards de roupies. Le 13 septembre 2022, 4,5 milliards de roupies. Le 12 janvier 2023, 4,4 milliards de roupies. Le 11 mai 2023, 4,7 milliards de roupies. Le 2 juin 2023, 4,3 milliards de roupies. Le pic, le 30 septembre 2023, 5,2 milliards de roupies. Octobre 2023, 5 milliards de roupies. 27 janvier 2024, 4,2 milliards de roupies. 24 mai 2024, 4,2 milliards de roupies. Le 18 septembre 2024, 3,8 milliards de roupies. Et nous, en novembre, on avait hérité avec 3,4 milliards de roupies. Et aujourd'hui, on a pu faire baisser la PSA et c'est arrivé à 2,8 milliards de roupies parce que on a une équipe sérieuse. On est là pour redresser l'économie, ce qu'on va faire.
Merci.
Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Please.
From what the Honourable Minister said, then can I request or ask the Honourable Minister whether he can consider reducing further the deficit of the price stabilization account with the surplus made by the STC for the year 2024 with a view to decrease the retail price of Mogas and Gasoil.
Minister, you spoke of national energy security.
We will definitely reduce the deficit because, en fait, on est une équipe expérimentée, l'équipe du cabinet, et aussi on est une équipe sérieuse.
Next question.
Yes, thank you, Madam Speaker. In view of the continuing decline of petroleum product prices on the world market, now with the OPEC countries increasing their production by 410,000 barrels per day as from the month of May, will the Honourable Minister consider scheduling monthly meeting of the Petroleum Pricing Committee so that consumers benefit same and do not have to wait for 4 months for the revisions of prices of Mogas and Gasoil?
Madam Speaker, his question is irrelevant, but I'm pleased to inform him that the PPC can meet every 4 months, and also we can meet more than once in these 4 months. We can meet also next week or tomorrow if we want. We don't need to wait 4 months. If the price goes down and we can see that we can decrease the price, we will do it. Okay? We don't need to wait 4 months.
Okay, next question.
Yes, Madam Speaker, the petroleum pricing mechanism has been frequently criticized by several members of the current government who were at the time in the opposition. May I ask the Honourable Minister whether he has plans to review and make changes to that petroleum pricing mechanism? And if so, what is his time frame?
First of all, we need to reimburse the deficit. Then we can think about over-calculation and so on. First of all, we need to replenish the deficit.
Okay. You finished, Leader
Because
of the
Madam Speaker, we have inherited from this government, from this previous government, where he's a member.
Clear your mess.
Leader of the Opposition, your friend is asking.
Yeah, I'll give him
Your friend
the
is
floor.
asking.
Don't worry.
In the past, let me say, one moment. In the past, when Honourable Adrien Duval has asked to speak on your time for PNQ, I've often given him the time before you finish. I just wanted to make sure that everybody sees that I'm not looking one way only. So you will give him time, perhaps. We don't have much time left.
I have two last questions.
Okay,
Madam
well,
Speaker.
maybe he won't get time then.
Now, with regard to the price structure, in the electoral manifesto of the actual government, under the heading Coût de la vie et pouvoir d'achat, it is stated that government will review the price structure of Mogas and Gasoil with a view to reduce the retail price. May I ask the Honourable Minister whether this is still on the agenda of government and what is the time frame?
I think he's already
No,
answered.
on the price structure, madam.
I'm sorry. Everybody's going to be a speaker today?
Des fois, même question.
I'm here
It's the same
until
question.
very late and the day is very young. Yes, Prime Minister, the day is young now. So I want you to be, I mean, we can do the usual, but the day is young. We've got plenty of time. And time is running. So he's already replied to that question. Your last question?
I can reply, Madam.
Okay,
Speaker. Yeah.
price structure. Price structure.
Madam Speaker, in fact, as I have said before, the PSA has a deficit. We have a deficit of 2.8 billion rupees right now. We need to reimburse this deficit. And then as from there, we may decide. It will be a government decision to see whether we will review the price structure. But first of all, we need to look for this money, the deficit that they created. Thank
That's
you.
enough. Last question. Honourable Leader.
Speaker, will the Honourable Minister agree that there is a growing frustration and anger among consumers with a recent decision to maintain the status quo on the prices of Mogas and Gasoil?
There's
And also not only on that, on the high prices of foodstuffs, despite the government promise to tackle the cost of living crisis. I still remember the Honourable Member when he was in the opposition, he
Question.
brought shushu to this house and saying that people were complaining. This is the actual situation, Mr. Speaker, Madam Speaker, out there.
It doesn't call for any reply. I have Mr. Ramdas who has asked and then you.
Speaker, Madam Speaker, would the Honourable Minister be in a position to enlighten the House as to the composition of the board of the STC, if he has this information available, of course?
Yes? Is that okay? Can you?
Yes, Madam Speaker, I have the composition of a board of the STC, you said, eh? So, yes, I can table it. The chairman is Dr. Leku Takesh, but I will table the details.
You will table.
Yeah.
Yes, Mr. Duval.
Madam Speaker, does the Minister not find it most unfair that the retail price, the CIF price, sorry, for example, of Mogas is 26.8 rupees and the retail price is 61, more than double, due to taxes. On top of which, VAT, the only product in Mauritius on which VAT is charged, taking into consideration all the taxes plus the CIF price. So the VAT on Mogas is 7.8 rupees and on Gasoil 7.6 rupees. Does he not find it most unfair then that VAT is being charged on top of the on the value of the CIF plus excise duty and all the other taxes, and therefore does he not propose?
Don't repeat.
Yes, does he not propose to tenir sa parole and to abolish this system of computation of VAT on the total price?
Let the minister reply, please.
Madam Speaker, his party was in government at a certain time. Pourquoi ils n'ont pas changé la structure? Mais je dois ajouter, Madam Speaker, the money that is being collected on Mogas and Gasoil are given back to the population through subsidies. It also helps to maintain our welfare state. The contribution was introduced in the past, and they have not been removed by successive governments in a spirit of solidarity.
But he is talking, please.
T'allais te reposer. Your dad was Minister of Finance. Qui fait le ça?
Okay.
The pledge that was taken by government was taken at the time. The Alliance du Changement was fully aware of the price stabilization account deficit. In fact, Madam Speaker, if you look at the peak, 5.1, for example.
I'm sorry. This question has already been
No,
put
Madam,
by the leader of the
may I ask my question? The question is, at the peak, the previous government has reduced the deficit by more than 1.2 billion rupees on Mogas. And at the same time, you made the pledge to decrease the price of fuel by 20 rupees, by a third, knowing that there was the price stabilization account. And by the way, the deficit has been reduced to a greater extent by the previous government. The question is, why then have you made such a pledge?
Madam Speaker, we were not aware of the state of the economy at this time. On a hérité une situation catastrophique. Premièrement, il faut redresser l'économie le plus vite possible. C'est ça qu'il faut faire. Il faut mettre de l'ordre. Et c'est pourquoi, entre-temps, on voit qu'il y a beaucoup de soucis dans plusieurs ministères. Et on a vu à travers les médias que FCC est en train de faire beaucoup d'enquêtes. Beaucoup d'anciens ministres font le va-et-vient entre la FCC et chez eux. Et on a vu les dégâts que ces ministres et l'ancien gouvernement qui ont fait. Malheureusement, on a hérité. Il faut reconstruire le pays actuellement. Et on va le faire ensemble avec le peuple.
Next question.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Can the Honourable Minister inform the House about the composition of the Board of Petrol Pricing Committee?
Madam Speaker, yes, I don't mind to table
C'est pas la même chose. Je crois
the list, the composition of the Petroleum Pricing Committee. Okay, I have a paper.
Yes, all right. I got 2 minutes left. Everything? Okay. Okay, now we move on.